Tonight from New Orleans, Louisiana, for the first time in 5 years, live on home television, the Heavyweight Championship of the World. The following is another color feature event of the Century Telesports Network. Tonight, live from the Rivergate Convention Center in New Orleans, it's a fight for the Heavyweight Championship of the World, featuring champion Joe Frazier and top-ranked challenger Terry Daniels. The Heavyweight Championship of the World is brought to you by Menon Skin Bracer, the morning aftershave. Skin Bracer works like a cold slap in the face. And by STP Corporation, makers of world-famous STP oil treatment and other fine products for your car. And by Country Club Malt Liquor, a lot to drink without drinking a lot.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tom Harmon. Welcome to the city of New Orleans. May I introduce our Century Telenetwork sports group that are going to be working ringside for you tonight. On my far left is one of the finest sports commentators in the country, Mr. Al Wester, who will be handling the celebrities and stars around the ringside. And, of course, the gentleman on my immediate left, Mr. Gil Clancy, trainer, manager, color man, and a guy who just knows about all there is about the sport of boxing. Gil, it's New Orleans, it's a heavyweight championship fight, and there's a tingle in the air.
Well, you know, Tom, Grantland Rice once wrote that the most dramatic moment in sports history is when the announcer takes that microphone and says, "And now for the heavyweight championship of the world." And that's what we have here.
I don't think there's any question about it. As you can see here at the Rivergate Auditorium tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there's a hum in the air, and the folks are all looking forward to the excitement of a heavyweight encounter. Earlier this afternoon, we had the opportunity to set the clock back at the weigh-in and get some words from the two contestants. So now, if we can, let's move back to that weigh-in ceremony when the heavyweight champion of the world weighed in at 215.5 pounds. And we had these words from Smokin' Joe. Joe, you made one statement in your pre-fight conversations that you've always had difficulty when you fought a man your size.
Yeah, well, the guys who are smaller, I had trouble getting more to the body, you know what I mean? But I've been working on more right hands now and jab and different ones. I think I'll be able to get to the body after you open up. It's the point. But I've been working my sparring partner, been a little trouble getting to their body, you know what I mean? But therefore, these guys know what I work like, so therefore they'll really be looking for shots that, you know, I usually throw. But with a new man, don't know how you work, it'd probably be a little problem for him.
Joe, I know that you're one of the hardest men in the world in terms of training. You really take it seriously. You really work at your trade. How do you feel yourself in terms of your condition as, say, compared to when you fought Ali?
Well, I feel like I'm in top shape. Otherwise, I quit trying to grind my body down to a certain weight. Right now, I left from my scales, you know, and then scales is very different. I wear, like, with no clothes on, my trunk's a little heavy. I wear about 211. So now, instead of trying to, you know, starve myself and weaken myself down to come into a special weight, then I quit worrying about that. Only thing I want to know whether I'm strong and my condition, that's what I'm worried about, and I work on it.
You're an overwhelming favorite. Does that mean anything to you in terms of going in?
Well, it never bothered me none at all, because I've been on the dog once, you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean anything. Otherwise, you got to worry about your condition, and my condition is good, and I'm pleased with my shape, so therefore, all I can get out there and perform.
Joe, the best of luck.
Thank you much.
The words of Joe Frazier, and we'll be back for more ringside action right after this brief pause. This afternoon, we had the opportunity at the same weigh-in to talk to the young challenger from Dallas, Texas, Terry Daniels. As he stepped up on the scale with a very surprised look on his face, 191.5 pounds, and we had this conversation with Terry. Terry, I know that you probably have thought of this. Everybody says you don't have a chance. How do you feel?
Well, first of all, I'm glad the fight's here. It's been, it's the end of a long grind of hard work, and because it's been hard work, I feel confident. I mean, I feel I've done everything I can do to get ready for this fight. Now, I'm not nervous like I am sometimes before a fight because I hadn't trained, you know. I'm not fidgeting, trying to figure out last-minute strategy, but I know I'm ready. The best shape I've ever been in. I feel strong, I feel good, and all that adds to confidence.
Everybody says that any time a heavyweight gets in the ring, he's got a chance. Certainly, as long as you've got a glove on your hands, you can certainly end it just as suddenly and surprisingly, no matter if the odds are against you.
Well, I think I got more than a chance, Tom, because my mind is directed to one thing, and that's winning. I mean, well, if I have a chance in here just because I get in the ring, well, that's fine, but I've got more than that because I plan to do something. I mean, I strive to win, and I'm going to strive to win tonight.
Terry, you've studied his style. I assume that you perhaps feel that he is the heavyweight champion, so he can't have too many weaknesses. But I also imagine you probably have looked at it very closely, hoping to follow a particular strategy.
Well, the only weakness is when a guy starts to give up in his mind, and the way he does that is by getting tagged. I mean, I'm going to have to be throwing leather out there, not forcing the fight, but forcing his attitude. And I think once you can find a break in that attitude, once you can find where the guy's looking for a little rest, or he's dropping his guard just for a second because he's fatigued or something, that's the time to open up.
Have you ever fought a fighter that is the smothering, constant hammering type of puncher as Frazier is?
Oh, I don't think he's been exactly like Frazier, but my sparring partner for this fight, Sonny Moore, has been similar in style, and he's exaggerated Frazier's style to where he's just always all over me. And it's a little bit frustrating the way he keeps coming in, even though I drill him with shots occasionally, but by the same token, a man coming in adds momentum to my punch, and if the right punch comes in on the chin, then it's all over.
You think you've got the punch if it lands to take Frazier out?
No, I don't think I do. I know I do. If it lands, it's all over.
Good luck, Terry.
Thank you, Tom.
The words of Terry Daniels, and now here is the line on the two fighters. Joe Frazier, the world heavyweight champion, 28 years of age. He has had 27 fights. He has won them all. No losses, 23 by knockout. Terry Daniels, at the age of 25, has had 29 professional fights. He has lost 4. He has scored 25 KOs. And we'll be back for more ringside action right after this brief pause. Ladies and gentlemen, ringside tonight, we're going to try somewhat of a new innovation for you boxing fans all over the country. We're going to have an unofficial scorecard by 3 real experts. And when I say experts, I'm talking about 2 of the finest syndicated sports writers in the country. On my immediate left, Mr. Red Smith, who everybody knows and read his many fine columns. Red, delighted to see you here in New Orleans.
Thank you, Tommy. It's a pleasure to be with old number 98.
How do you feel about this one?
Well, I would love to pick the underdogs. I'll give you the Dolphins, but I've got to go with the favorite in this one.
And our other man who is going to be scoring for us tonight, Dave Anderson, another great syndicated writer. Dave, how do you feel about it?
Tom, I have to go with Joe Frazier, too, although I think the heavyweight champion of New Orleans is the reservation clerk at the Monteleone Hotel who evicted Joe yesterday.
No question about it. Well, the tempo's in the air when you have guys like Dave Anderson and Red Smith here. You know there's a lot of action in New Orleans. Our third man who will be scoring for you, we want to again stress the fact that this is unofficial. There are 2 judges and a referee. These gentlemen will give you their opinion so you can have a better idea of the fight. The young fellow behind me, Gil Clancy, will be the third man whose card you will see. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck on your scoring.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you. Now let's go up to our ring announcer, and we'll see if we can pick up the action with Champ Clark.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the heavyweight championship of the world, we have a few celebrities we would like to introduce. But before we introduce our celebrities, we should like to acknowledge the presence of the mayor of the city of New Orleans, Mayor Moon Landreau, to my left. Also, we would like to acknowledge the presence of the governor of the sovereign state of Louisiana, John McKesson. John McKesson. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, a great crusader for human rights, it is the birthday of the late Dr. Martin Luther King. In his memory, we would like everyone to stand for 10 seconds, please, if you will. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In the ring, one of the outstanding celebrities from the world of baseball, winner the past season of the Cy Young Award in the American League, and also simultaneously the MVP in the American League from Oakland, Vida Blue, whose home is in Nashville, Louisiana. Vida Blue. Former great lightweight champion of the world, making his home in New Orleans, a product of the Crescent City ring, Joe Brown. At ringside, two-time bantamweight champion of the world, one of the great legends of the American boxing ring, Pete Herman. Pete Herman. Presenting the former light heavyweight champion of the world, another great New Orleans product, Willie Pastrano. Willie Pastrano. And also, we have the top-rated contender in the heavyweight division, former Olympic champion and great heavyweight prospect, George Foreman. Another great local product, Ralph Chung. Ralph Chung.
We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment with more ringside action after this brief pause. Ringside, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Terry Daniels, has entered the ring, and he is really decked out in a magnificent pink, hot pink robe with Terry engraved on the side and Terry Daniels on the back. His seconds are standing in the corner, and right now, this tremendous crowd here at the Rivergrade Auditorium in New Orleans is standing by, and now you hear the hum coming through the aisle as the world's heavyweight champion, Joe Frazier, makes his way down the aisle. The opportunity to talk to these two young guys this afternoon, when we looked at them and we talked to them about weights, there was an unusual incident that took place because Daniels came into the weigh-in without his boxing trunks, actually. He weighed in a pair of slacks. He took off his shirt. Here comes the champion, Joe Frazier, stepping through the ring in a brilliant purple robe with white trimming. Smokin' Joe, and he is the heavyweight champion of the world.
We would like to remind that 2 10-round fights will follow the main event.
We will now just about get set up here, Gil, I believe, for the ceremony of the gloves, brand new gloves, which are broken out of the box and brought in by the commissioner's office.
Well, you know, Tom, these gloves are assigned at the weigh-in. They're signed and sealed. And then the commission seals them and then gives them to them in the ring. Incidentally, Tom, this is the toughest moment for the fighter, just waiting to get started. Terry seems very, very relaxed and sure of himself.
Well, he doesn't appear to be a young man who is extremely nervous, and of course the opportunity of facing the heavyweight champion of the world, which represents just about the zenith in the world of boxing, would, under ordinary circumstances, shake up just about everybody else. But the young guy from Dallas, Texas, most certainly has been cool and collected, not only here today, but all week while training.
I would like to make special mention of the fact that the supervisor of ring officials for the Louisiana State Athletic Commission is a former great featherweight contender from New Orleans, having fought such ranked fighters as Six-Stone, Escobar, also Jerry Archibald. Let's give a great ovation to our own Jimmy Perrin. Jimmy Perrin.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more ringside action right after this brief pause. Always feel in the air, looking across the ring. We introduce to you Dave Anderson and Red Smith, Jimmy Cannon, the entire press corps, all from all over the United States here tonight in attendance, from overseas and everywhere else covering this fight. And we also have another very distinguished young man here that I want to introduce to you because we're delighted to have him as one of our co-sponsors on this particular telecast. And we've got to turn him around here so everybody has a chance to see him. Mr. Andy Granatelli. Andy, nice to see you in New Orleans.
Nice to see you here, Tom.
We've busted many a tire around Indianapolis and a lot of the racetracks. I didn't know you're such a boxing fan.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
What do you think about this one?
Oh, I think that it's a good fight, and I think that the best man will do a good job here tonight.
All right. How about you at Indianapolis?
Not going to say anything. I got a blockbuster to give away next week.
Good luck, Andy. Thank
you, Tom.
Nice to see you. We're still involved momentarily, as we mentioned to you a little bit earlier, that the fighters had delayed coming into the ring just a bit, so consequently we are in the process right now of the seconds of the opposing fighters overlooking, as you can see, lacing on the gloves. You're looking at Terry Daniels right now, and on the opposite side, Gil, perhaps you can identify some of the men who might be the seconds in the corners who are overlooking the lacing of the champion's gloves.
The famous trainer from Los Angeles, who Yank brings in with him to work in all his important fights. As I said before, this is a tense moment. I know both fighters are very anxious to get going, but these rituals have to be taken care of, especially in a championship fight. The gloves are put on in the ring. They are 8-ounce gloves, and in this case, they're Everlast gloves. And
well, we're just about ready to go. The gloves are laced. Everybody is set. Now, again, we go back to our ring announcer, Champ Clark.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Century Telesports Network welcomes you once again to the Heavyweight Championship of the World, a 15-round bout. Tonight's bout is under the auspices of the Louisiana State Athletic Commission, headed by Emile Bruno, chairman, who is also former president of the WBA, vice chairman Pete Harmon, two-time bantamweight champion of the world. At ringside, representing the Louisiana State Athletic Commission, James Stevenson, secretary-treasurer of the Louisiana State Athletic Commission. At ringside, Otis Guichet. The attending physician for tonight's heavyweight championship bout, Dr. A.J. Italiano, assisted by Cradius Bonin. At the bell for tonight's heavyweight championship bout will be Achille Fiore. And counting for the knockdowns, Fiore with Lawrence Fleury at the bell. Presenting from Dallas, Texas, the challenger, wearing red trunks, weighing in for tonight's championship bout, 191.5 pounds, from Dallas, Terry Daniels. Terry Daniels. The champion of the world in the heavyweight division, wearing tonight purple trunks with white trim, weighing in at 215.5 pounds, from the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the champion, Joe Frazier. Referee, Herman Dutrecht, and the judges, Maxie Lucas and Eddie Kid Brown. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world.
No holding and no hitting at any time. And when I think you're holding, I'm going to ask you to break. Step back and keep your hands up at all times. You understand that? The mandatory 8 count is in effect. You know this also. Now, there's also a rule that I want to get you played there. If you're going to knock down the bell, I will continue counting until the man is either up or he's counted out. You understand this? Make this a clean fight. Good luck to both of you.
All right, we're ready to go. This is 15 rounds for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Joe Frazier in the purple trunks. Terry Daniels in the pink trunks. And we'd like to remind you again, those of you who might have tuned in just a little bit late, in Louisiana, it's scored by the round. There are 2 judges and a referee. They will give the decision if it goes to 15 rounds. Also like to tell you that there is no 3 knockdown rule here in Louisiana. Daniels moving out. Frazier again working his arms like a piston.
Tom, Daniels did the right thing. He made Joe respect him a little bit right away. Threw 2 good punches.
Daniels ties him up. Neither have thrown any really consequential punches at the moment. Frazier, as you can see, with those pile driving arms, tremendous power. Constantly looking for that opening. There's a left hook. Terry caught it high, came away from it. And the pattern of the fight pretty well starts to show itself. Frazier hooking.
That was a solid left hook, Tom. That shook up Terry.
Frazier boring in, as he always does, looking for the chance to put his opponent away. Another good left hook. Frazier not going to waste any time, apparently. He's going right after his man, as he invariably does.
He really puts that pressure on, Tom. He's got you in front of him all the time.
Smokin' Joe is what they call him, and that's the way he fights. He's constantly throwing those punches. That left hook is one of his most solid and one of his most devastating. And so far, he has connected with it a couple of times in this first round. Frazier pursuing. Daniels flicking that left hand out, trying to keep him away. Daniels lets go a left to the midsection. Follows with a right cross. Frazier took them both and came back with a left hand. Again, the left hook by Frazier. Daniels coming back left and rights by Frazier. Frazier has stunned Daniels. Terry is looking for an opening, trying to dance away. The heavy firepower. Another great left hook by Frazier, followed by the left and a right. He's trying to take him out of there as fast as he can. Terry Daniels now knows the importance of fighting the heavyweight champion of the world. He doesn't get that title just by reputation alone.
One thing I will say for Daniels, he is punching back, Tom.
Daniels keeps flicking that left hand out there, but Frazier doesn't pay any attention to it. There's a big left hook. Daniels is hurt. Another left and right. Daniels takes another straight left. The count is on. Daniels is up at the count of 8. The bell rang.
The bell rang.
Bell has rung.
The bell rang.
Nobody heard the bell on the left of us.
As soon as the tax and money situation was back to normal, Ed Butler decided to get rid of his old car and find himself a bargain. So he got himself a good deal on his old Volkswagen and picked up a new car with great gas mileage, the same great reliability, but for a new low 72 price, which only goes to prove that a Volkswagen saves you money going or coming. Sedan 111 suggested retail price POE, local taxes and other dealer delivery charges, if any, additional.
New kind of beer, huh, Bill?
Nope. Country Club malt liquor. It's beer's big brother.
No kidding.
Yeah, goes down real smooth. It's got a lot of... and it's less filling.
Would you say that again?
it's less filling.
No, before that.
It's got a lot of...
That's what I thought you said. Bartender?
Country Club malt liquor. A lot to drink without drinking a lot.
Well, as you can see on our unofficial scorecard, all three of our boxing experts naturally have scored the first round for Joe Frazier. And the bell is rung. It doesn't ring very clear, which is probably the confusion. Terry Daniels, the question, has he got the cobweb shaken away after that big punch of Frazier? Joe again hooking with that left hand.
Oh, and he landed a beautiful
Daniels
uppercut.
came in, and Frazier connects again with that left hook. Daniels apparently deciding to let it all go. Trying to connect with Frazier, and he got a good right hand in. It was an uppercut that sent Joe back. But Frazier continues to relentlessly. Another right hand by Daniels. And another right. Frazier again hooking. Daniels ducking under. Trying to keep away from that left hook.
Tom, this kid has all the courage in the world. He's made a brawl out of it. He's going to go out fighting if he goes out.
Daniels shooting combination lefts, rights. Frazier takes them both. Doesn't seem to be bothered with them. Joe looking for that left hook again. Constantly moving in, moving those arms around. Frazier just waiting for that opportunity for that left hand. Daniels trying to get the right in. Again, the left hook. Daniels trying to keep his right guard up to avoid the full power of that left. And again, the left hook. Terry Daniels is getting that right hand, that right cross in there, but it doesn't seem to be having any effect on Frazier. There's another solid right by Daniels, and Frazier backed up and starts coming in again. Two left hooks. He's hitting him up left, and now he's missing, but he cuts for that left hook inside. Daniels standing in the corner, holding on. Terry Daniels lost his mouthpiece. Staying in there, jabbing, trying to keep away from that left hand of Frazier. Smoking Joe relentlessly, following, looking for the opportunity. Frazier just constantly keeps coming on like a freight train. Terry Daniels, whether it's by the punches or whether he just doesn't have any steam. Left and right, and Daniels beat him to the punch. Frazier missed. But Daniels' punches apparently are not having any effect on Frazier. If he feels them, he doesn't show it. Frazier trying again with the left hand, the left hook.
We all know that wheels roll. Many of us, though, forget that wheels also bounce. If your car wheels were allowed to bounce unrestricted, there'd be no way to control your car. That's what shock absorbers are for, to keep your wheels from bouncing out of control. If your shocks are worn, they can't do their job. We know. At Monroe, we make shock absorbers. When was the last time you had your shock absorbers checked?
I'm Joe Garagiola, along with hockey great Bobby Hull. We'll demonstrate the Stay Moist power of Rapid Shave. Here's Bobby lathered up. Now watch him in action, while Rapid Shave's exclusive blend of deep wetting agents holds in moisture. Hey, you really move it, Bobby. How's the Rapid Shave? Still moist, Joe. Sure is. For a really moist shave, get Rapid Shave, regular lime or menthol mint. It stays moist all shave long.
Well, we're back, and there's the bell for round 3. And round 2 again was all Joe Frazier. Frazier comes out swinging, lefts and rights. Daniels trying to fight back. A solid left hook by Frazier. Another left hook. He's digging him in. Frazier trying to take him out of there. Terry Daniels fighting back. The kid from Texas is on his feet and swinging. Joe Frazier constantly boring in. Lefts and rights. Daniels trying to punch. Trying to get one in. It'll slow him up. I don't know, Gil, if they're having any effect.
Well, it seems to be the trouble. Daniels is really winging, but his punches don't have any effect on Joe. You just can't stop this freight train.
Daniels now ducking under that left hand every opportunity he gets, but it's been the big punch for Frazier, that whistling left hook, delivered like a pile driver. Frazier jabs with that left hand, and then here comes that left hook. Referee Ernie Scojo. Oh, Frazier missing with the left that time, trying to separate the fighters.
Joe is doing more head punching tonight than any time I've seen him before. Usually he digs to that body, but he's trying to score that big one with every punch.
Daniels connects with a good left hand. Frazier misses with two left hooks. Again, Terry Daniels being forced into a corner, and Frazier is just bullying him around the ring, trying to get after him. Frazier looking for the opportunity for that left hand. There's another left hook. You can see the power behind that punch because Daniels really spins with it. Round 3 so far. It's been all Joe Frazier, a knockdown in the first round, and Frazier constantly punishing Daniels. Terry is hitting him with some good shots, but he hasn't seemed to slow it up. Another left hand.
He's in
that
bad
shook
trouble,
Daniels.
Tom.
He's out now. Really got that left. Another left inside as he went down. He's up at the count of 9.
What courage this boy's showing, Tom. This kid came to win the title. He's just in with just a tougher man.
Daniels a solid right cross and then a left hook. And he is down again. We want to tell you that there is no stopping of the fight. It's up to the decision of the referee. Terry Daniels struggles to his feet. The seconds are ticking away. There's the bell.
You know how hair looks after shampooing? Well, this Protein 29 hair groom puts back the control that shampooing takes out. You know what? It works. You just put it on your hair while it's wet, then comb. Takes out tangles, makes combing easier. And it grooms not just on top, but way down. So when your hair dries, it's under control. Protein 29 hair groom. You know, this stuff is really different from all those other hairsprays.
Let's see, we have rooms in San Francisco with you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Reservation.
Oh, and your valet service. Could they pick up a suit?
Welcome to our annual Western sales meeting. I have some figures here I'd like to show you.
We can accomplish tomorrow what we did today. We'll be in great shape.
Today, this Holiday Inn made 463 businessmen a little more efficient by making them a little more relaxed. So next time you travel on business, stay with Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world.
We're back in round 3 again, still in favor of Joe Frazier as Frazier comes boring out of the corner. He was in the corner talking to Yank Durham. It's a question of whether Daniels has had the cobwebs shaken away in that 1 minute. Frazier hammering away to the body now as his extra 24 pounds makes the difference as he bulls Terry Daniels around the ring. And again, Daniels trying to fight back and Frazier looking for the opening for that left hand. Big left hook that time. Daniels took it solid but still on his feet. Frazier trying to dig it in there. Terry Daniels, the youngster from Dallas, Texas, may not win this particular fight, but I guarantee you he's going to send some folks home convinced of his courage. Daniels lefts and rights connecting with Frazier, but they don't have any effect on Smokin' Joe. Daniels looking for the chance to try and get a punch, but I don't know if he's got enough steam left to affect Frazier at all. Joe just waiting for that big hook. There it is. And Daniels goes straight down. Left hook. Whistling one. Terry Daniels is again up on his feet. The referee, Ernie Scoggio, is talking to him. Daniels said he's all right. Frazier trying to take him out of there. Lefts and rights. Another left hook to the midsection. A right, left, left. Followed with another right, left and right, and he's over the ropes. And Scoggio says that's enough.
Tom, he took more than any one man should be forced to take.
Well, our unofficial clock had it at 1 minute and about 16 or 17 seconds, Gil, but we'll wait for the official decision of the judges. Joe Frazier, a fourth-round knockout over young Terry Daniels of Dallas, Texas. And the heavyweight champion of the world is still just that, every bit that. Daniels on the far side, not being happy about the fact that the referee has stopped the fight. But nonetheless, that's the official decision. We do not have the timing as yet. That will be forthcoming when the timekeeper hands it to our ring announcer. Right now, we find both of the fighters standing there waiting for the official announcement. Terry Daniels talking to Joe Frazier there. Joe smiling back at him. We don't know what he said, but we'll be up there in just a minute to talk with the champion and try and find out as soon as we get this official announcement.
Your attention, please. We would like to remind you that 2 10-rounders will follow. The winner and still heavyweight champion of the world, referee stops the contest. Time 1 minute 45 seconds of the 4th round. Winner by a technical knockout, retaining his heavyweight championship, Joe Frazier.
We'll be right back to talk with the champion after this brief pause.
You may think you're stuck with a lemon when all you're really stuck with is a dirty carburetor. Because that's all it may take to make your engine run rough and lose power. But the solution is here. New STP Double Power Gasoline Treatment. Power to clean with power to burn. Add a can next time you fill up. You'll really feel the difference.
The battery in this car is virtually brand new. The battery in this car is 2 years old. Now, after the lights have been on for almost 4 hours, now let's see which car starts. The one with the 2-year-old battery. A 2-year-old Sears Die Hard. The Die Hard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
All right, here's Al Wester with the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at ringside, we've just got into the ring now with the heavyweight champion of the world. And Joe, how does it feel now with a great comeback fight like this after the, well, almost a layoff of a year?
Well, I can feel myself a little off, and I made a statement earlier that I did have trouble with short mans, and you can see how Terry stayed under my shots, and only time I can really hit him when he come up. I can't use work with a short man because it's very hard for me to get this body, you know what I mean? Because when he jabs, he's the same height for me, you know what I mean? If he stick his jab out, I can't slip and punch because I'll hit him low. So this is where I have trouble with a short man. I thought he punched very good. He rocked me a couple times with a good shot.
Champ, did he really get to you with a couple shots?
Yeah, I felt him good.
Well, this fella can throw a punch.
That's right, he can punch. He can take it too.
Well, I say one thing, you took a few punches, a few good solid shots there,
That's
and it didn't bother you.
Well, I felt it. You see, I'm in condition. Like I say, 7 weeks I train at all time, and I don't take any shortcuts because I know the way I work and the way these guys come in condition, they be ready for me.
Great, gutsy young fighter. He got a great future.
That's right. He got a great future ahead of him.
All right, Yank, were you satisfied with this fight?
Yeah, as you could see, Joe was a little anxious as a short guy, but he performed real nice. He said the guy's a little short. I said, see, he's getting under the shots there pretty well. But Terry have a lot of heart. You have to give him credit. He tried. He didn't dog the fight. He went out there and he tried very good, and he hit Joe with some good shots out there.
Well, I'll say one thing, you had the champ in great condition.
Yes, Joe was in very shape. I wouldn't put him in the ring if he's not in shape.
Were you a little worried when they said 215.5 pounds today?
I wasn't worried at all because I know what the scales we had that I weighed Joe with all the time. He said it was 211, and when if they'd have said 220, I would have been surprised with those scales.
Champ, what about the future?
Well, right now, I would like to take off for a while, or maybe a month or two, and go home to my wonderful family and spend some time with them, I hope. And I'd like to say hello to all my friends out there, and especially my wife and the kids.
That's right. You'll be heading back to South Carolina.
That's right. I'll be going there for about maybe 2 weeks.
Yank, what are you going to do? Take a 2-week vacation, too?
Well, I'm planning on going down to Virgin Islands for a while and relax.
Right. Let's go back down now for a moment to Tom Harmon at ringside.
Well, we'll be right back for more ringside action after this brief pause.
And the sad thing is, they seem to be happening more and more. And the more they happen, the more cynical you become. So that when something good does come along, you don't believe it, and so you ignore it. Don't ignore the Monsanto wear-dated tag. It's really good. It says if you buy any garment made of Monsanto fibers and carrying the wear-dated tag, and it fails to give you normal wear for 1 year, you get your money back. Every penny of it. It's time the consumer got a fair shake. And at Monsanto, we're glad we're the ones giving it to you.
All right, let's go back to the champion now with slow motion and have Al Wester talk to him about what happened.
Right, Tom. Well, let's take a look now at the champ and the way he polished this one off in the 4th round, got the job done. Champ, if you'll describe the action.
You can see right here when I saw that Daniel was hurt, I moved in for, let's say, tougher work. But you can see none of my shots really is landing the way that I want the shots to land because you see he's getting on, he's staying low, you know what I mean? He's right on the ropes. So therefore, I just thought that I had to throw a lot of shots in order I'll catch him with one arm, coming up or either going down.
Great left hook you were throwing tonight.
Yeah, I feel good throwing the left hooks, but therefore, they wasn't landing like it should, you know what I mean? Because he was a short fella.
You were trying to dig that left hook in there to open him up, and there was the left hook you did connect with. You cut him down with the left hook there into the ropes.
Right. So right now I'd see where, he's out of control, so I just step back.
The left hook was probably the most effective shot you were throwing tonight.
Well, my left hook, I always throw a good left hook because I depend on my left hand because it's my powerful hand. I throw my right hand when I'm very close and I have to.
Well, you were willing to mix it up tonight. You said earlier, you told me that the one thing that you had to work on the most and you didn't like to work on, and the Yank gave you the devil about, was slipping punches.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to slip. I got caught with a couple shots, which one I should have slipped. But like I say, I find out that I was too far away from Terry, so therefore I had to move a little close. And during the time I did try to move close to him, he would touch me with a jab. He would throw a quick right hand at me. And that's where I find out that I had to start slipping more and get a little close to him.
A 4th round knockout for the heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier. Joe, congratulations. Thanks so much from ringside.
Thank you much. It's a pleasure.
And Yank, to you too.
I want to say hello to my family, Yankee Boy, Mark, and Nancy, and